So on the last video I spoke a little bit about different ideas of strength work and what it was, and now I want to put it into context for people with breathing problems specifically. You can decide what loads you put onto a bar, or pretty well what resistance you use your body weight. You can decide how long you work for, how many repetitions, how many times you do a movement. You can decide the rest periods you're going to have in between each set of repetitions. You can decide the exercises you're going to use. You can decide the intensity you're going to work at. So when you're looking at breathing problems, strength work is a great tool to use. And I would say that if you look at some of the movements you can use, the basic movements I'll go over in the next video, but things like sit to stand, which is a posture for standing out of a chair, wall push-ups, lifting some sort of weight, probably using a shopping bag at the very least full of cans. The trick is to use the weight against gravity. So sit to stand is a lovely example because you're going straight up and straight down. Strangely enough, it's not the best way to work the muscles that are being used because the weight's distributed across all the muscles in the legs, the thighs, your backside, and a little bit into the back of the legs and calves. But you get a lot of bang for your buck when you use it. So they're compound movements using multiple muscle groups across multiple joints, and that has a very cardiovascular effect. It also has something called an anaerobic effect. Where you're getting a lot of problems with long haulers is the aerobic capacity, the ability of their lungs to deliver oxygen into the bloodstream, into the muscles, is working at a deficit. So when you look at building an aerobic capacity, using some sort of resistance allows you to build up a capacity into the muscle to function, and you can push that capacity and grow it. So I suppose what I'm really saying to you is that there's a lot of good arguments to use some form of strength training as part of a rehab process for people with breathing problems and long haulers. And in the next sort of video, I'm going to go into some of the exercises you can use and how to use some stuff around the house, as in the way of equipment you can use to adapt. I know a friend of mine told me that the cost of exercise equipment since the sort of pandemic has just soared up. And I'm quite lucky because I've trained at home probably for the last sort of 10 years. So I've got stacks of odds and sods people have given me, and I use that. I'll show you how to put together some bits and bobs you can use just as a general resistance to add to your own body weight. What people don't often think about is that your body doesn't really know what it's lifting. It doesn't care whether it's a barbell, it doesn't care whether it's you're lifting your upper torso. It just knows there's a resistance. So don't get too stuck on different types of resistance.